It does not matter how good you are at sales or marketing if you do not have a great team working for you. However, as you may know, in the home service industry, you might think that it's hard to find good people. No, it's all about being a good boss, having systems in place, and attracting that top tier talent. You're about to watch a coaching call replay from Home Service University. We'll teach you all about building your dream team, how to attract top talent, how to onboard them, how to train them. That way you can work on your business instead of in it. If you're new here, my name's Adam Chapman. I'm the founder of PadPal. I went from sleeping in my Chevy Malibu to a $1.4 million company. The call you're about to watch is a coaching call replay from my program, Home Service University. We've helped over 500 guys all across Canada, the United States, Australia, start and scale home service companies. We help over 8 people now make $1 million in home services. I hope you enjoy this call. Make sure to like, subscribe, and if you want to learn more about Home Service University, whether you want to start and scale a business, check the links below. So part one, we're going to break it down. So first thing is understanding the importance of having the right team. We're going to break it to why it matters, key qualities that we're going to be looking for, building your dream worker, a little exercise we're going to do together here just for fun. We're going to go through recruitment. Part of that I glance over. So if you haven't watched hiring and managing workers, that is some homework to watch after the call today. We're going to go over the tryout day procedures really quickly because that's a refresher as well. Onboarding and training, and then we're kind of take it off from there. Understanding the importance of the right team. So why does it matter? It matters because these guys are going to become the face of your company. Every single day, there are people that are going out there and wearing the PadPals t-shirts that customers know before they have no clue who I am. They are the people that they're going to associate with PadPal, right? So it's super important, especially in the home service space, more than pretty much any other business, because you're literally going to someone's house, which is a personal place, and sometimes working inside of it. And I've had a bad worker before, and it's not good. So having a high quality team is crucial to your success. A good team is going to perform a good service. An incredible team is going to provide an experience to the customer and take care of their home as if it was their own. So that's what I tell my guys all the time. And what does that mean? That means, okay, cool. Good guys will show up there. They'll do a good job. Awesome. But an incredible team, the PadPal guys, they're encouraged to go there, have a conversation with the client, accept the juice and cookies, go above and beyond, and also taking care of their home as if it was their own. And PadPal, that also means like if they need gutter cleaning, we're going to make sure we bring that up to them. Okay, so that's like a line that I always tell my guys to remind them of that. And that's something that maybe you want to put exactly in your company or maybe tweak that a little bit, but that's what I always remind them. And it's looking after the customer by, of course, obviously providing all the services that they need. Importance of having a great team. Number one, enhance customer satisfaction. When your customers are happy, they're going to come back. Absolutely. So when your team deliver high quality service, customers are happy, they're loyal, key to home service business. Facts. Increase efficiency and productivity. So you can have good labor guys that show up, and you'll see that's the key skill to have and look for when you're hiring someone's reliability. But really good workers and a great team, they work well together and they're efficient. You create a positive work environment, so people that motivate each other and push together, that's also increased by performance pay. And when you have a good company structure and happy workers, it's going to lead to reduced turnover, and then potentially you can have business changing hires. When someone can join your company and continue growing within your company, that's exciting for you and exciting for them because they can take on more responsibilities, and then you can grow your company, have someone that's more like later on, like profit share or something like that within your business. Scalability and growth. So a strong team is what allows you to scale a home service company. It's going to allow you to offer different services, take on more jobs, and it's going to having good delegation skill is going to give you free time, allow you to free up your time to work on growing the business instead of micromanaging day-to-day operations. When your team's winning, you're winning. The more money that my teams makes, that means that PadPal is making more money. It's also going to build your reputation and trust. So consistently delivering a good service is going to build your brand reputation. And as all you guys know, because I preach that, that's crucial in the home service space. Satisfied customers, they're going to give you referrals. That's going to lead to organic growth, word of mouth referrals, which are the most powerful ones. And as you guys know, word of mouth referrals, the customer acquisition cost on that is absolutely zero. So that's going to help you grow your business and make more money. And then innovation and improvement. And this one here, number 6, actually really a really good one. And something that you kind of got to play the fine line on it. Meaning like I used to get a lot of feedback from my workers, and there's times where when you don't have like a good frame with them, they kind of overpower you if you're a new business owner, but you also don't want to just always lay down the strict law, right? So like being open to hearing what they say, and like that gutter vacuum, that was one of my production guys. They had like a handmade DIY one. And if I said to him, no, man, you can't use the card and try to build it, that's a waste of time and money. like we wouldn't have had that gutter vacuum. Delivering exceptional customer experiences, maintaining operational efficiency, and driving business growth if you have a good team. A strong cohesive team not only enhances your service quality and customer satisfaction, but it's also contribute to a positive work environment, increased brand reputation, and scalability. If your workers are treated well and they're treated well and they're showing up and they're doing great jobs, then you're going to be able to pay them well so you can charge your customers a premium price so they can deliver a good service. It's a revolving circle here. If you're charging $88 and you're trying to send your guys there and pay them 30% on that and they're there for 5 hours, they're not going to last really long. If you can charge $350 for a window cleaning, exterior window cleaning job that's going to take them 2 hours, your guys can make $90 in 2 hours, and they're hard workers, that's how everyone's happy. I have literally a guy right now from my first year. He was my second ever hire from my first year that just came back to work for me in between jobs. Why? Because he can show up, he can work hard, and he's going to make more money working for PadPal while he's in between jobs than anything else. Key qualities to look for. So pay attention here because some of you guys are going to get called out. So for home service businesses, as you guys all know that have been here, the number one thing we're looking for is personal traits. I am never going to go out and post an ad saying, looking for experienced window cleaner, 6 years experience, must have mastered the S technique perfectly. I'll be honest with you guys, if someone is applying for a job and they have a bunch of window cleaning experience, applying for your job as a window cleaner, they probably have a bad attitude, which is why they're not doing it anymore. And they're probably going to be super annoying and technical and stuff. So I don't even want someone that has a bunch of experience in window cleaning. And you guys all know that, obviously. Personal skills is what we're looking for. Training is very, very simple. So if you're a good business owner, you put your SOPs in place, all the stuff that reinforce, you should be able to take someone that has good personal skills and mold them into their fullest potential. Hope you're enjoying the video so far. The one thing I don't dive too deep into during this coaching call replay though, is the right systems, meaning the right software to use. My company, PadPal, we use Jobber. Jobber allows me to manage everything my workers are doing, no matter where they are in the city or no matter where I am in the world. I can track what time they show up on, how long it takes them to complete jobs, when the invoices are being sent, customer follow-ups. Jobber is the #1 tool that's helped my company go from 0 up to $1 million company. If you guys want a free trial and exclusive discount, make sure to check the links below and enjoy the rest of the coaching call. Yeah, obviously all these are good skills to have, but that's not something that I'm super worried about because me as the business owner or something like this, I want to make sure that my processes and my systems for like a laborer is so simple that they can be the most unorganized person as long as they do this checklist at the beginning of the day, end of the day, it's good. Basically this next section here, I'm going to breeze through some of it. If you haven't watched that coaching call, it's from a while ago. I would go make sure you rewatch this one because some of these sections I'm going to really just fast through and they're already, the slides on their own are fast. So go watch this call if you haven't. So statistics show to recruit 4 quality workers, you need to schedule 10 workers for a tryout. To get 10 people for a tryout, you'll need to have interviewed 30 potential candidates during your group interviews, meaning like your phone or Zoom interviews. Due to the fact that only half these people show up to the interviews, that means you need to schedule about 60 interviews. Sorry, it's supposed to be cut in half, 30. So in order to attain these numbers, you need to always be posting your ads and then always be actively recruiting. The beautiful thing is, as your company grows and as your name gets out there, more and more people will apply and you'll attract better and better talent. Okay? Like I know it's not helpful to you if you're starting out, but I'll tell you that it does get better and there's great people out there and you'll start attracting them when you start presenting your company like that and you have the people, you have the skills to attract those people, they'll start to come. So to give you an idea, and this is based off of just posting like Indeed ads, Facebook ads, stuff like that to try to get workers. Out of every 30 applications, you'll go give them a call, you divide 10 to the training, 10 people are going to show up, and then you're going to do 2 quality hires, just a breakdown. So 30 applications, you give them a call, interview them on the phone, you're going to do an in-person interview, invite them to the training, in-person training, and then 2 quality hires should come from that. So recruiting your workforce, so you can do it passive or you can do it proactively. I highly recommend doing it proactive always, regardless of where you're at your business. Like if you see someone that has potential, ask them if they're looking for a job. Basically what the passive method did is just posting an ad and waiting for responses, while the proactive method entails actually going to specific target areas and seeking out potential candidates. So if you're going to go the passive method, make sure that you're updating your ad at least twice a week to make sure that's always visible on the front page of any advertising platforms, wherever you're putting it. Long story short, if you posted an ad a month ago and you already have 2 workers, you posted that a month ago, I don't need to worry about it. Then you wait till you need to get another worker again, you post it, like you're always chasing the ball. So regardless if you're hiring or not, if it's free, I would always be posting ads, keep bringing in better and better talent and see what comes through, and refreshing your ads. Don't post one ad and then wait for people to apply. And again, as you guys know, the best thing to be doing is active recruiting. Local college, high school, I'm not going to go over all of this. That's in the other lesson. And then to give you a high level overview, essentially what it is active and passive recruitment. So we're posting our ads online, we're doing posters or Facebook community groups. And then once you have a bunch of applications, screening them, you can do that on a phone call. Even better, you could do it on a Zoom if you wanted to. And then you could do your in-person interview. When I was starting out before we had an office, I would just do that at a coffee shop. My mentor used to tell me to do group interviews. I have never done one because I just feel like they'd be awkward. I don't know if anyone here has ever been to a group interview. Has anyone been to one of those? Let me actually ask that. Has anyone ever been to a group interview?
Yeah, and then they
Yeah.
ask you to do like an icebreaker and stuff.
It's awkward as
Yeah, it's so awkward.
It puts
Kind of
you on the spot.
yeah, okay. So that's what my mentor used to tell me to do, but like I've never like really been to like a normal job interview and I felt really awkward, so I've never done that. Quick little interview that's covered in the other part, the other coaching call. We're gonna take them to our on-field tryout, which we're about to jump into. If they do well from there, you can hire somebody. On-field tryouts, I love doing these. Reason being is you can ask people a million questions and do meet them at Starbucks, but at the end of the day, like you're still doing a physical job. So I like doing an on-field tryout because you get to see them on field and just kind of they take initiative of not, right? So like let's say you're there, you show them something and the people that just stand there and look at the wall, stuff like that, versus the guy that goes and grabs a squeegee or notice the rags are dirty. Those are little things to be looking for on field tryout days. This would be like a typical day to run you through, and that's covered in the other call. And then from there, if they do good, you can hire one. Bang. Hire one, hire two, hire whatever you need. Hiring multiple at the same time is kind of tricky. If you're going to roll into the spring, I'd hire like a crew and then get that crew rolling, get the second crew. Kind of get 2 crews at once would be very difficult to do, but that's kind of the process to go through. And now we'll jump into things. Time for onboarding. There's levels of it. There's at the complete bottom end of the totem pole where you say, okay, cool, man. Let's say we did everything up to this point perfectly. Everything's perfect. Say, okay, cool, man. You start tomorrow at 8 a.m. And then Noah picks them up in the truck, says, get in. They show up on site. Noah tosses some of the window cleaning stuff. And he says, you start on the windows, I'll start on the roof. Learn as you go, bro. It's simple. That would probably be the worst type of training. Or even worse than that, I guess, would be like dropping them off and saying, see you later. One slight step above that is saying, hey, man, you do this, I'll do that. Here's how you do it real quick. So before the first day, what you could do is send them like an email, a text message, some sort of welcome package. Maybe it's your company manual, then a little bit of a checklist, any documents they need, and having their company merch for you. First day orientation, you could do this at your office. If you guys have a company office, you could do it at the shop. You could just do it around the vehicle parked somewhere near a coffee shop or something. It doesn't have to be too crazy, you know. What I like to do is just like a little bit of a welcome meeting. Just introduce them. Hey, welcome to Pad Pal. My name's Adam. I'm the CEO here. Walk them through like your company's mission, what you guys value, the goals, kind of like more short-term stuff and where you guys are going. Maybe you walk them around the office, show them around the shop, kind of talk about the tools, just kind of more or less building rapport, kind of getting them to feel comfortable because they are nervous coming in for their first day. Documentation. So maybe we'll introduce them to the team if there's people around there. Hey, this is Luca, this is Chibu, there's Mitch, introduce them to the whole team. Walk them through any policies you guys have, like, hey, no smoking cigs on the front lawn, any safety protocols, anything that you can do in office. Maybe you have them download Jobber. We also use Notion at PadPal, keep things organized, get them set up with everything they need, basically. Provide hands-on training, go at the end of that day or the next day, show them how to do the window cleaning, all the tools, etc. Shadow them, so make sure you're just like right over their shoulder. And then if they're gonna have any customer engagements during the first week, just listen in on them. And this is a pretty good breakdown of it here. So like I said, day one, we could just do that as like a welcome and orientation. We'll do our welcome meeting, walk them around the office, maybe show them around the shop. Hey, yeah, this is a water fed pole. Oh, cool, yeah, it uses resin. Yeah, pretty cool. Hey, yeah, man, yeah, oh, cool. We can clean up whatever. Hang out for a bit around the office or your shop, introduce them to the team. If the team's not working with that day, the team leaves off. Okay, see you guys, have a great day. Have any paperwork done, walk them through your manual, etc., anything safety related. Day 2 and 3, more safety training on field. Maybe you can do some basic kind of like on field stuff, like working with them along their shoulder. So it's like safety trainings, like ladders, any like if you're doing chemicals, like Noah doing like soft washing, talk about the bleach, go over your cleaning techniques, equipment, and you should be watching over their shoulder every single second. On your second day and your third day, like you should not be saying, okay, cool, you do that. I'll see you in an hour, I'll do the other side. Your second and your third day is where you're over their shoulder, correcting every small little mistake in a respectful, like positive way. Don't be there as soon as no, wrong, wrong. Oh, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. No, do it in a positive, like recommended way. Oh, what do you think you should do here next, man? What do you think you should do here? That's a really good question. When employees ask you a question, what do you think you should do? It's a really good thing that my mentor taught me, and it works wonders. I have to remind myself to do it. Is when they come to do something cool, awesome, man. Thanks for bringing that up. What do you think we should do here? And just seeing what they have to recommend. More often than not, they can solve their own problems. And if you do that enough times with them, the next thing you know, your phone stops ringing because they figure it out themselves. Watching over their shoulder every single second. And here's another big thing to star. Anything you let slide, that you let slide right there in front of you, it's going to be 10x when you're gone. I remember harping on Noah for that when he was starting to hire workers there. Anything that you let slide is going to be 10x when you leave. So kind of going into our breakdown here, if we know that we normally do $1,000 a day and we say, oh, I bet you with the new guy, we can train them and still get $700 done today. And then Miranda's like, oh, whatever, we have to get that second job done. Screw the door hangers. He doesn't forget that. They don't forget that. That's an easy out. That's, oh, midsummer, oh, it's hot. Forget the door hangers. We're late. I promise you. These days here are huge. When you look, when they're done cleaning the windows, if there's a little bit on the frame, they go, oh, don't worry about that one. They can't see it anyways. Oh, that's going to come up. And then you're going to be on a Sunday office hour saying, oh, my workers, they never clean the frames. They always skip the frames. Oh, well, what happened on day 2 when they skipped the frame? Did you say, oh, just don't worry about it? They won't see it anyways. If you train them well, it's going to make it a lot easier for you down the road. But day 4, that's a good time to kind of bring them along with you and like talking with customers, let them talk with customers. I wouldn't let them go solo and let them kind of go off the cuff, but like maybe let them start the customer interaction, do some role play. Another thing that's really good to do, especially if you're the business owner on field with your workers, is in between jobs is like doing some role play stuff, talking about the business 24/7. Like, okay, cool, man. Like, what would you say if the customer says this? What would you say if this? And doing that between jobs, customer interaction. And then by day 5, sit down at the end of the day. Cool, man. How'd you like your first week? Give them some feedback, and then kind of let them know what to expect when they come on Monday. That'd be a solid first week right here. Additional first week tips here for you guys. Of course, as you guys know, if you're making your first hire, you are like team lead, that is you. Daily check-ins. So especially when you're new, have them send you a daily update. Hey man, things went well, blah, 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 blah. Providing any resources. So making sure they have everything they need to do the job well. Any company videos, any videos you can share with them, training videos, anything that's more than just like word of mouth. You guys have all the SOPs, which is like a sickening amount of work that you can go and tweak and make them your own. And by the end of the first week, they should have an understanding of like kind of what to expect, like what their role is. They should know how to do this job, how to be safe on site, kind of how to talk with customers and how things work. Having a solid first week is going to give them like a foundation and confidence to kind of do their job well now, and then hopefully they fall in love with it and they want to have more opportunities, which we're going to get into here. Continued growth and support, because hopefully we're having them more than a week. How can we do that? So mentorship, so signing them to a team lead, right? Another thing I like to do is like pairing guys together that I think would get along, but also most importantly work well together, right? So like if I have 2 guys that are in like college, I'll put them together versus like putting like Sod and like a college frat guy. Like they're not gonna, again, Sod's cool, but they're not as socially gonna have as much fun together. If you can do that. Another thing you can do is skill refreshers, doing regular check-ins. Like, hey man, how you feeling on upsells? And this all, as you guys know, this all helps if you can bring this up if you have data. A good way to provide feedback and make sure someone's doing well in your company and stays with your company is having something that you can track if they're actually doing well. So let's say, for instance, Noah's working for me. He's been with me for 3 years now, and he normally closes 8,000 a month. And I noticed the last 4 months, he's only closed 3,000. I can go to Noah instead of being like, Noah, what the hell? Our sales are down. What the heck, bro? I can be like, hey, Noah, man, how's everything going? Like, our sales are down this much. Like, everything okay? And Noah could be like, oh, well, man, bang. Right? And now we can have a conversation.
The biggest mistake I see, especially, and I've done some one-on-ones recently where people come in and they're saying my worker's this, my worker's that. Like, it's on you. At this size of company, even where I got PadPal, like it's all on me. When you kind of get up into the Fortune 500 companies, it's pretty easy to blame the marketing department or this department. But when it's small scale like this, if something's not going right, like it's most likely going to be your fault as a business owner for not training them properly and them not knowing. Ongoing training. So the people that show motivation, like let's say it's a labor guy, you can hire him as labor guy, and then let's say he's doing a really good job. You can go and like invest your time and like teach him how to upsell so he makes more money or become a team lead. That's another great thing to do with guys that are motivated. Doing a quick monthly check-in, and doesn't have to be anything formal. Like I usually just try to make time like I haven't talked to Kyle on his own yet. And then next time I'm on site. I'll go and like stand next to Kyle for 10-15 minutes. Hey man, how's soccer going? Cool, bro. How's the girlfriend? Yeah, that's awesome. Like, and it doesn't have to be anything formal, just to check in, you know? Like that's what I did on Monday this week. We went to a massive job. I showed up there and it was I'm okay, and check in with Kyle. I went over there. I'm like, hey man, how's things going? Soccer, good. Girlfriend, good. Yeah, it's a huge job, eh? He's like, yeah, I sold this one. Oh, cool, man. Good for you. And he sold that job himself. $2,400 window cleaning job. Bang. And if I was just too removed from the company, I never would have been able to say, hey man, good job, congrats on the sale, that's sick. Right? So it was just like and again, it doesn't always work out like that, but it was a good circumstance of me stopping in and doing a little check-in. Right? So he felt rewarded. He obviously got financially rewarded for that. He made good money, but still just me saying, hey man, good job, that's cool. Tell me how you got the lead, is not financial, but it's just him enjoying working for PadPal and having him part of the company. It was a huge win. Ongoing training. Oh, actually, I didn't post on my story. It's saved in drafts. I'll post it on my story tomorrow. I got busy. I had a busy week. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna post it tomorrow. This job I'm referring to here. Customer service and sales, like I said, teaching your labor guys to upsell. That's an easy way to do it. Growth within your company. So within their role, meaning like a labor guy could become a team lead for labor guy, or a really good labor guy could go and turn into like a production manager and manages a few crews for you. And as you guys know, home services are really flexible. We'll talk about structures here in a second. And then creating opportunities for upward mobility. So there we go, ahead of myself again. So home service businesses are very flexible, which is awesome because you can get creative and create opportunities for motivated people, for motivated workers, if a position is not quite ready. What do I mean by that? So let's say Noah, for instance, Noah's brother. Noah's brother can come here, and if he's super motivated, Noah can be like, hey, cool, bro, I'll teach you how to sell jobs and do jobs and hire workers, and here you go, and you'll take this much percentage, and here you go, bang. There you go. That's a huge opportunity. And I'm just going to take 30% for providing you through like the CRM and the customer base, the taxes and marketing, blah, 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 blah. You keep 70%. You can do the jobs yourself. You can hire guys. I'll make sure I'll train you well. Bang, done. That's an awesome opportunity. Or it could be a production management guy. Like he's a salaried position. He gets year-round salary. If you're somewhere where it's snowing in the winter, they're still getting paid, and that's a bonus for them, right? So you can get really creative with it. Focusing on these 4 key areas are what's going to strategically build your company culture. So number 1, defining and living your company culture. You know, if you're cut corners, they're cutting corners. If they don't know what your culture is, then if your culture is, hey, let's make as much money as possible and get out of jobs as fast as we can, who cares if the job's shitty? That's what you're going to start fostering, right? Building a positive work environment, having communication and feedback. This is super important, man, and I learned this lesson really hard. And then cultural fit. That's another super important one. And that's something, yeah, that's another fun. It's awesome when you get good workers and you get better at it and better at it, but it's definitely a learning process, everyone. And anyone that's hired workers and have workers, you know that. Some amazing and some of the most rewarding experiences, but some of the most frustrating as well too. But let's jump into things here. So first off, you want to define your company culture. So what are your core values? So determine what your company's fundamental beliefs are, principles that are going to guide your company's behavior and decision making. Are you the company that cuts corners to maximize profit, or are you the company that goes above and beyond and lets customers know what's needed on their home to prevent damage? You want to articulate those core values to the customer, to your team, right? So make sure that your workers know that, make sure it's verbalized, make sure it's in your manual, make sure that they know what those values are. And then make sure it aligns with their culture. So making sure that their values align with your company's vision. your mission statements reflect and reinforce the core values of your company. And then you want to make sure you communicate effectively. So make sure that they know what it is, they're aligned with that, and make sure that they have goals and values that align with what your company is, right? And again, even if it's just a part-time job for someone, hey man, I'm in university, I'm gonna be a computer science, PhD in computer engineering, like Chibu there. But I want a reliable summer job. I'm down to put the work in. I want to make as much money while I can in the summers. Cool, man. Let's help you do that. Sod, he has a baby, recently had a baby. Hey, man, I want to make as much money as I can while being able to have time with my family. Cool, Sod. Here you go. Here's a perfect opportunity for you. You want to build a positive work environment. So you can do that through like employee engagement. So just knowing how they actually are feeling at the company. Investing in their training. So with Mitch there, like we did his boom lift training. And investing in skills so they can do better. You want to have open communication and feedback. So like I said, checking in with them. And that's super important, especially as you scale your company, because it can get easy to get lost in the day-to-day stuff that goes on. And then you can, okay, cool. So communication and feedback. So having open communication with them, it doesn't have to be a heart-to-heart or anything like that, but just checking in with them, and making sure you're checking what their goals are, right? Sometimes people start out as like, hey, I just want to do this as a summer job. And then next thing you know, they're like, hey, I actually love working here. How can I advance in the company? But if you don't ever ask them and check in, you never know that. If they're working and they start disliking it, and then they just need to talk with you once, or like maybe they don't like their partner they're with, you don't ever check in, you don't know that, you can lose a good worker. This is something that I actually would love to implement in PadPal. We've never done that as like a 360 feedback. So like checking in with like someone that they work with, getting to like a little like face-to-face with them, like checking on how they are as like a partner, getting some customer feedback on that worker. That's something that I want to try to do this week with PadPal, some of the guys. Trackable KPIs. That's super important. Star that. Star that, star that, star that, star that. Okay, so right now I am Edgar. Edgar has his production crew out there. There's a 2-man crew. One of them's a team lead. Okay, they usually produce 20,000. They usually, let's do daily. They usually produce $1,000 per day. Edgar books 500. They usually sell $500 per day, producing 1,000. Edgar goes and he sees that they're only producing $650 a day. There's a bunch of days where there's no sales. Now Edgar can go in there and have straight up facts. He could go and say, hey man, like you only worked 5 hours a day. Why are you leaving early? And he can have that information before he goes in there and approaches a conversation. Because instead of Edgar going there like, man, you guys suck. You guys aren't doing as well as you used to be, blah, blah, blah. Like, what do you guys are lazy, this. Edgar could have went in there, looked in the back end and said, hey, they are working 8 hours a day. I see that they're walking around. I'm seeing their tracker. They're out there doing something that's just not going well, right? Because right now, let's say Edgar went and grilled them for being lazy and not working hard, and they have been working 8 hours a day and they have been working hard. They just haven't been getting results. So now they're already low. They already have low self-esteem right now, and they're already demotivated. If their performance pay, they're not making as much money as they used to, right? When they're making, they want to be making money. They want to be happy. Now they're already low because they're not doing well and they're trying. Edgar doesn't give them the help that they need. He comes in there and yells at them. Is that going to help? No. But if Edgar comes in, hey guys, how's things going? He already knows that they're putting the hours in. He's curious to figure out what's going on. And they say, hey man, like the areas you're sending us to, like the house is like, we've already done 50% of them. The other ones are already like, nobody's home. Okay, cool. Now Edgar can know that instead of yelling at them for not getting any results when they go to a door or whatever it may be. Now Edgar can go and run a Facebook ad and complement the door-to-door stuff with more filled up production days, right? And also, if you ever feel like it's going to be a bit heated or they're very defensive, having that info ready to go is insanely helpful. And this applies outside of just employees as well. Like having your shit together, your facts, your KPIs, numbers, information, solid facts to go into discussion. And again, it's not to throw it in their face, but to like figure out how to solve issues is super helpful. And then performance reviews twice a year. I like going and like trying to do like a dinner with a guy or a lunch, depending on kind of where they're at within the company. Like last week, we did a nice dinner with a few of the guys. And try to do that like twice a year around Christmas and mid-year. It doesn't have to be super formal. It kind of happens naturally. And anytime it's like, and sometimes people will kind of mold to your culture. But typically it's you'll have an idea if it's not a good fit. The next thing would be like just making sure that they fit the team well. So like if you put them on the team, and I've had this before where like and this happens a lot with like sales guys, this will happen, like let's say it's like a production slash sales guy, like a really social guy. Sometimes they can have like an over dominant personality that if you have a team of two, you throw that third guy in there and it really throws things off. That can happen. Or if you already, yeah, so that's another thing to keep in mind. See how they fit on the team. And then when you're going through your company culture and stuff like that, like let's say you're saying, hey, at PadPal, we care about like the homeowners, like make sure you look out for like if the old ladies ask you to do something for something small, and it's going to take you less than 10 minutes, just do it for free. And they're like, man, I'm not doing it for free. That's an easy $50. Like probably not like a good cultural fit. Like, yes, we want our guys to perform well, but we want our guys to perform well in terms of like actually providing value, not like with that mindset of screw the old lady. And then another thing is just mentorship and like putting them with the team lead. So if they might have that kind of like personality, putting them with someone that's going to complement that and kind of like hold them and help them assimilate to the company values, like check them, right? So meaning, let's say, and some of these tips only apply once you're like adding like a third or fourth or fifth guy. But let's say you have a team of two. One guy's the quiet guy. The other guy's like the more like they're both labor guys. The other guy's a little bit more social, but not super dominant. But he is the one normally talking to customers, and he's normally the one that gets that couple sales here and there. And then you go and throw in a super dominant personality, labor slash sales guy, and he's like, I'm the only one that talks to customers, blah, 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 blah. That can like lose your other two guys and really create friction. So make sure you kind of keep tabs on that. And again, as much as I can help you guys here, there are so many interpersonal dynamics that even like at PadPal, I would love to be a fly on the wall. They actually used to think there was that's a funny story. So one of our old trucks, there was like this old like Bluetooth mic that was hooked up into it. Like I don't know what it was for, maybe for like talking on your phone. It was like a 2006 Dodge Ram. And the workers all thought it was like a recording device to record what they say in the vehicle. And then one day they were having an argument, like both like arguing in front of me of like I forget what they're arguing about. And they were saying, check the recording, check the recording, check the recording of like what was said in the vehicle. And I said, yeah, I will, but I just never let them know that it wasn't recording. So I thought that was an awesome advantage. But yeah, I would love to know, but you don't know, right? And it's always good to get two sides of the story. That's something else I've learned. Is if someone calls and says something, hey, like let's say Edgar calls in and says, hey, Adam, like Noah keeps smoking joints at work, like he's high all the time. I'm not just gonna call Noah and say, hey, Noah, quit smoking joints at work. I'll call Noah and be like, hey, Noah, man, like, are you like smoking at work? And Noah would be like, yeah, man, I'm smoking, but okay, cool. What are you smoking? Oh, I'm smoking my vape, man. I love my vape. Okay, cool, man. Can you not do that in front of the customer's house? And like, I don't know, maybe you bought like maybe don't do it in the vehicle either, just because like Edgar doesn't smoke and he's like a triathlete. I know you loves vaping, Noah, but Edgar's an athlete here, so and then bang, problem solved. And these are things that I use, stupid things that sound silly that I used to like just take someone's side. Oh, really? They said that? They'll kind of get an understanding and know how to play you if they're tricky. And then what else do you have on here? That's it. Cool. That was a lot. Thanks you guys for sticking with me there for a minute. I appreciate you guys.